Greetings and salutations, my name is JW608, and today I am playing StarMade. And we are going to talk about missiles. That's right, we've come to missiles in our combinations. So let's just review missiles real quick. You click, it shoots a missile. We have a missile capacity, which is 29 out of 30. I have 30 missile capacity because I added all of these missile capacity blocks. But we already talked about all that. So let's see. What is the qualities of a missile? Well, first of all, it's a projectile and it does missile-y things. Now, missiles are a little different than cannon beams or even damage beams, because missiles have a physical entity, if you will. They have a hitbox. It is possible to shoot down a missile. That's why you have AMS, anti-missile systems. AMS turrets being the most popular. So you can shoot down a missile, but only cannon can shoot down missile. The other weapons can't. Missiles can't shoot down missiles. And they do heat damage. Looking there, heat 50% heat, 17 kinetic, 33 EM damage. So let's look at our basic combinations. Just straight missile. It lobs a missile. Now let's go to missile cannon. So we highlight missile with C. We look at our secondary weapon, press V, and now we have a missile. I'm sorry, missile cannon. Missile cannon, if I'm not mistaken, is just a shotgun. They are heat seekers, is what we used to call them. Heat seekers. Because they don't care what they're seeking, as long as it is an entity, well, a ship, basically. And that depleted all 30 of them. Wow, that's a lot of missiles I'm firing. But it fires each of the missiles you see. You don't get any free missiles. So each of them you should see you're actually costing you capacity. And they go and they target whatever. So if I was to fire over here, and say, oh, there's something, and they hit it. And they fire at anything that isn't the entity that fired them, or anything docked to the entity that fired them. So that means your friends, your family, your teammates, they're all valid targets to these missiles. They're just looking for heat. Heat-seeking or swarmers. They got the title swarmers because there's a whole bunch of them. Uh-oh. Well, they got confused there. Oh, yeah. They got confused. Sometimes that happens. Huh. Looks like they wanted to go for the big one. Oh, I bet I am on a sector boundary. Yep, 2 of them decided to go for the Guppy. The rest of them went for the Empress. And these are very, very dangerous, and they're also very, very useful. If you have a powerful swarmer, and you are by yourself, don't have any friends around you, and you're being attacked by multiple targets, fire off one of these, and it'll take care, clean up some fighters. Now, I usually have this set up to a logic circuit, so for whatever reason the AI takes control of the ship, it won't try to use it. So I have to manually fire it. Am I at the center of a... That's strange. It's like they just kind of stopped in time. Right, so let's see here. Now let's try one of my favorites, missile beam. We are now linking a missile to a beam, so the missile is the main, the beam is the secondary. Watch this. See that aiming thing here? Normally it's white, now it's blinking green. That means you have a lock. Missile beam is a lock-on or a smart missile. When you have it highlighted or selected, you have no zoom, by the way. I'm wildly clicking right click. And it does nothing. You have this nice large white targeting unit. You look at it, take it a second or two, and it will lock on. So if I point up here, it will fire a missile and eventually find its target. This is the missile I use the most. It is the most useful. Why is it the most useful? Because I'm a horrible shot. like a bad shot. If it ain't standing perfectly still, I can't hit it. So this is a great weapon for people like me. You have a fighter, as long as you can get a lock on, you have a missile, and it hits. Now, I haven't tried this with quickfire, but there was a way to get homing without the extra, so can we do that? Yes, alright. Notice that my missile computer has 5 total size, 5 main, because I don't have any secondary weapons attached to that beam. I do there, and now I have 10 total, 5 main, and 100% 5 from the secondary block. So what, I hear you ask? Ah, that way you can have just a straight missile setup and not have the cost of all the beam modules, and just slap a beam computer. Voila, it's now a smart missile. Why would you do that? Or why wouldn't you do that? Well, why would you? Because it's probably the power cost. Why you wouldn't? Beam missiles add more power. They're just more powerful. So it makes sense to want the beam missiles. But they do have a longer cooldown and yeah, a much longer cooldown. And they take up more power having a fully stocked secondary system. You don't have to have a fully stocked secondary system. You can do 50%, like, oops, not that one. Take out 2 of those, and it's 60%. So it'll lock on the same, but it does a little less damage. And you'll have to figure out what's the best for your particular situation. Now, the most unusual one is missile. All right, we're gonna fire a missile. We fired it. Now we're moving backwards. It's just sitting there. Yes, it is. And this isn't a bug like with the heat seekers. It's intentionally just sitting here. And I am going to shoot it with a cannon. And it has a shield. Yeah, missiles have little shields and hitboxes, and wow, this one's taking forever to... It goes red, then that's the example that actually has hit points. And you can shoot down a missile if you're good. But the missile, also known as the bomb, does not have propulsion on its own. When you fire a cannon, it fires. You fire a beam, and it rescan hits. I'm assuming it's a rescanning hit. Anyway, you fire a missile, and it fires, not the bomb. The bomb inherits the velocity of the firing vessel. So if I was to moving 18 meters per second, I fire and I hit the brakes, that bomb is now moving 18 meters per second. So this gives some interesting properties to it. It's going to be... It makes it a little more challenging to fire it. And you say, oh, wow, that ripped through all those shields and into the vessel? No, it did not. And that is a huge hole for such a tiny weapon. But no, it did not damage the shields at all. The bomb bypasses shields 100%. Well, isn't that a little powerful? Yes, it is. But try hitting something with it. It's almost impossible to hit a moving target with a missile. Because you have to figure out the calculations, and if this moving this way and I need to go move this way, and if I fire it here and then move out of the way, because a bomb will blow yourself up. What? Yes, a bomb will blow up the ship it's in. Given it's not entirely easy to pull off, because, well, let's see here. A bomb activates after 3 seconds, I believe. So let's line up here and let's try this out. It fires, and it's a dud. Your bomb was a dud. Since it wasn't activated yet, it takes 1.5 seconds to become active after fire. I thought it was 3, but it's 1.5 seconds. So, if you have a ship like this, and you set the output of your bomb back here, and you launch it, and it keeps it going and going and going, then it hits its 1.5 seconds, kaboom, if you turn wrong. Yeah, so always put your bomb outputs on the front. Oh, that wasn't ready yet. I also recommend, once you fire the bombs, either slow down or change trajectory, so that way you don't have or you lessen the likelihood of running into your own bomb. Now, how are bombs useful? Bombs are most useful against very large vessels, very heavily shielded vessels, very slow vessels, and space stations. Space station target, a huge bomb, land that right on a space station, and oh, it's great. You can breach it for boarding and all that jazz. To help uncover the faction module, just remove armor, systems, whatever. So it's best against large, slow targets, unless you are like a really, really, really good shot. And that is the missile. All right. And notice, after I delinked it, it still uses the cooldown of the bomb until it hits this cooldown. It's, oh, wait a minute, I'm not a bomb anymore, I'm a missile. So there's that. The cooldown's a little funky. And we're going to fire this missile, and the shields are going to tank it. There we go. Yeah, you have zoom. You have zoom with the bomb. That wasn't active. I hit it too soon. And you can really get these things going. I think 500 meters per second is the limit, because that's the speed limit for this vessel. The basic speed limit. Until you tweak a few things, you can get going a little faster. 510, 510. And I'm moving at 510 meters per second to show you just how fast this is. All right, come on, Mr. Bomb. We fire and we slam on the brakes, and there it goes. Oh, wait a minute. That did not appear like it was going at 510 meters per second. Huh. A bomb might not be able to go that fast. That's weird. I wonder if it's capped at 250. That is interesting. Of course, I've never tried to fire a bomb going at 510 meters per second. All right, we're going to try that again. Then we're going to note that for something to look into in the future. All right, come on, cooldown. We go pew, and we break. And it explodes, except it doesn't say it was a dud. That's interesting. That is something we're going to have to look into. Anywho, I have been JW608. This has been StarMade, and I believe this completes our quick look at the weapon combinations. And you'll get to choose your own combination or lack thereof based on your particular circumstances or the design of the vessel. Probably the design of the vessel. Design of the vessel. There we go. One day I'm going to learn how to talk. Anywho, I've been JW608. This has been StarMade, and I will do you cats later.